It's your friendly neighborhood RoboRiv, and don't click off on the video yet for you returning people. You're probably like, "Whoa, why is the artwork, why is the pinup so small?" Well, I was just working out a thumbnail, and you'll probably notice that from this point on. You'll see more videos where I start in thumbnail view, and I'll go to the bigger view here in a moment, but this was me working on the thumbnail, and what I've been doing lately is just working the thumbnail out and then copying the blue line thumbnail sketch over to a bigger canvas and then doing my pencils over that. As per usual, the sketch is done with the flat brush. And the thing I like about the flat brush too, when it comes to sketching, it kind of limits your line work a little bit, and has like that cool pressure sensitivity, like that little bit of taper transparency to it. I like the way that looks, and it actually gives me ideas when I get to doing the pencil work. It kind of like helps me out there. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it makes sense to me, dang it. Anyway, what else can I tell you about this picture? I honestly don't have a whole lot to say about it. It's pretty straightforward. It's a guy on a horse. You can kind of make up your own backstory with him. I ended up calling it Renegade because, I don't know, just something about it. When I finished drawing this, he just kind of looked like a really grizzled, tough badass. He could be bad, he could be good. I don't know. All I know is he looks like a rule breaker to me. So I went with that. I did the thumbnail for this in the midst of doing like a dozen other thumbnails. Sometimes I'll just get like really inspired to just sit down and do like a bunch of thumbnails all at once. And with the set of thumbnails that created this picture, I was going back through old sketchbooks. I was at the same time I was looking through my phone and kind of cleaning out old messages and unclogging my really old iPhone so I could make some space for it. And once I realized that, I stumbled on an old text message from my older brother, who is also an artist and a big inspiration for me when I was younger, getting into art. But I came across an old text message where he had sent me an image of him when he was learning how to horseback ride. I was like, that'd be kind of cool to draw a guy like kind of something Western. My older brother's really into Westerns too, so I wanted to do something that he might like down the line, and if I know something that he might like, other people gotta like it too. But more importantly, I gotta like it. So I did something that I kind of like. I'll be real with you. The more time I spent with this picture, especially after I got it colored, I did see some things that I could have done, perhaps better. But there are definitely enough things in it that I liked. I really liked how I did this dude's beard here. It's a little different than I normally do things. A little more scribbly, but it looks good. It adds texture. Texture, movement are two principles of art that I really want to focus on in 2024. I think I may have mentioned it before in a previous video that sometimes, like with digital art, it'll lack texture, but there are ways you can kind of, whether it's through cross-hatching, whether it's through how you actually color it, you can give the illusion of texture. And so I want to do more of that, like I said, with my artwork from now on, with some of these digital pieces. Sometimes it makes sense for it to look a little bit more, just straight up comic booky and more clean. It depends on what you're working on. But I wanted to get something kind of rough and rugged with this. Once the inks are done and you see me get into the colors, I'll let you be the judge whether it's rough and rugged enough. But what more can I say? What more can I say about this piece other than it, according to my Procreate statistics on this file, it took about 12 hours. And I know that seems like a lot. A lot of these pieces take a long time. It's something that it didn't really even dawn on me until I started checking the stats on some of these files, like how much time I've spent on it. But it's worth it to me, and it should be worth it to you if you're artists out there to spend time on it. One of the problems I think with artists living in our day and age of social media is the pressure is quite intense to get in a mode of just always pushing out artwork, always pushing out, like just doing stuff quickly just so you can post it later on. And one of the things, well, a couple of things that I've started to do to try to combat that, because it can be addicting. It can be really addicting to just do artwork, put it out there, see what people say. I would advise against that mindset, because I think it actually creates not so good art, because you stop challenging yourself. You go for the easy hanging fruit, so to speak, and you don't really spend time with it. And that's something that that's another thing I want to avoid moving forward with my artwork. I really want to spend time with it. So one of the things I've started doing to kind of help remedy that is by waiting to post my work, not posting it right after it's done, actually kind of forgetting about it, so to speak. After I get it drawn, I just kind of put it in a folder, or put it in a stack in my Procreate file, and say, I'll get to it later, I'll post it later. But just really focus on, what am I gonna work on next, and focus on giving that the time to let it breathe and sit with it a while, and maybe even come back to it and say, is this my best work? I don't know. I actually ended up doing that with this very video, with this very piece. I almost did not post this because I was on the fence about this pinup. But ultimately, I like I said, I spent some time with it. This drawing was done in 2023, I think. I'm looking at it right now, looking at the stats right now. It's drawn in 2023. And took about 12 hours, 17 minutes, and you don't even want to know the total amount of brush strokes made. It's a lot, but it's also one of those things where when you wait to post it, when you kind of come back to it, you'll be able to see something. Oh, I didn't catch that last time. I can fix that up a little bit, make it look cooler. I ended up doing that with these colors. You'll see once it got to a certain point, I kind of stopped working on it for a while, and then I came back to it and was like, oh, I'm going to try something different. But yeah, I think that is a struggle. Also, another struggle with graphic artists and illustrators in this social media age, other than obviously AI artwork, which I think really kind of waters down people's perspective of art and how it's received and appreciated when it comes to people that are non-artists. The other problem I see is just the friggin' algorithms. It's hard to get attention when you post your work anymore. So that's why you can't do it for the clicks. You can't do it for the likes. It's something that my girlfriend kind of reminds me of too a lot, is just, what are you doing this for? Like, who's it for? And at the end of the day, it's got to be for you, and it's got to be something that you like. And as we get closer to the end of this video, as I'm watching it with you, seeing some of the decisions I made, the choices I made with this piece, you know what? I gotta say, I like it. I kind of like it. I got to the point I was trying to make with the thumbnail, and that's ultimately what I wanted to do. I got a little bit of texture in there, and it's something I don't normally draw, and I think it's a pretty cool scene, and it'll make a cool pinup too. I can't wait to print it. As of me recording this, I haven't actually printed it out yet, but I'll be getting to that soon. Anyway, guys, if you like this video and you want to show some support, just follow me on Instagram. Check me out. Hopefully today with this video I've earned your subscription. If not, that's cool. Come back again, and hopefully you'll see something, or dive through my my catalog and videos, and hopefully you'll see something you do like. Anyway, thank you guys again for checking me out. Love you. Until next time, peace.